The ocean. It's a world we barely understand. It covers 70% of our planet, yet we've explored more of space than our own sea floor. And within its darkest depths lurk terrifying truths, from vanishing ships and ghostly SOS signals to predators you'll never see coming. These are 5 of the scariest real events that happened at sea. Viewer discretion is advised. 1. The ghost ship, MV Joyita. It was October 3, 1955, when the MV Joyita set sail from Samoa with 25 people on board. A short routine trip to the Tokelau Islands. Calm weather, no warnings, but the ship never arrived. Weeks later, a passing merchant vessel spotted her adrift, nearly 600 miles off course. The ship was partially submerged, tilted to one side, but still afloat. Inside, investigators found a scene straight out of a horror movie. Blood-stained bandages, smashed radio equipment. The engine was silent. The clocks had all stopped at exactly 10:25. Life jackets were missing, so were all passengers and crew. Even stranger, the radio had been fixed to emergency frequency, yet no distress calls were ever received. What could force 25 people to abandon a floating ship with supplies? Some say pirates, others suspect foul play, but many believe something far more disturbing happened, something from the deep. 2. The USS Indianapolis Shark Massacre. On July 30, 1945, the USS Indianapolis was returning from a secret mission, delivering components for the atomic bomb. But just after midnight, a Japanese submarine fired torpedoes. The ship sank in 12 minutes. 900 sailors plunged into the Pacific Ocean. No rafts, no flares, just life vests, and the freezing dark. At first, they were hopeful. Rescue would surely come. But as the sun rose, the sharks arrived, one by one. Sailors began disappearing under the waves. The ocean turned red. For 4 days, the survivors floated, battling sunstroke, dehydration, and hallucinations. But it was the sharks that haunted them most. They circled silently, attacked without warning. Some men were dragged away while sleeping. Others were pulled down screaming, right in front of their friends. Of the 900 men who entered the water, only 316 survived. The US Navy called it a tragedy. 3. The Baltic Sea Anomaly. In June 2011, a team of treasure hunters was scanning the floor of the Baltic Sea. When they picked up a strange sonar signature, what they discovered looked like a crashed spaceship. A massive, circular object, 200 feet wide, with what appeared to be staircases, grooves, and geometric patterns. It even left drag marks on the ocean floor as if it had landed. The team approached it, and then, things got worse. Their equipment failed, lights flickered, GoPros died, even satellite phones stopped working. The divers reported a coldness, an unnatural silence. Official scientists suggested it could be a natural rock formation, but no one has ever explained the magnetic disturbances. Some believe it's a Nazi structure from World War II, others that it's something extraterrestrial, but the truth lies hundreds of feet beneath freezing, black water, and no one has dared explore it again. 4. The woman who fell overboard. In August 2020, a woman was enjoying a late-night stroll on a cruise ship deck when she slipped and fell into the Adriatic Sea. No one saw her go. No alarms were triggered. She was completely alone, floating in total darkness. For 10 hours, she clung to life. She later said the waves whispered, that something brushed her legs repeatedly, that she heard growling. She sang to keep herself awake, not because she was hopeful, but because she was afraid of what would happen if she stopped. At sunrise, a rescue helicopter spotted her, barely alive, hypothermic, in shock. But when reporters asked what happened out there, she only said, "There's something in that water," and she never spoke about it again. 5. The SS Ourang Medan. Sometime in the 1940s, ships in the Strait of Malacca received a chilling SOS from a Dutch freighter. All officers, including the captain, are dead, lying in chart room and bridge, possibly whole crew dead. Then, one final message: "I die." The SS Ourang Medan had been found. When a rescue crew boarded it, they were met with horror. Every crew member lay dead, arms outstretched, eyes wide open, mouths frozen in silent screams. No wounds, no signs of struggle, just pure, inexplicable terror. Even the ship's dog was dead, teeth bared at something unseen. As the rescuers attempted to tow the ship, it exploded and sank, gone forever. No official records of the ship exist, no country has claimed it, and no one knows what truly happened. Some believe it was a chemical weapon experiment gone wrong. Others, that the crew saw something they weren't supposed to see. Something not human. 6. The Kaz II, Australia's modern ghost ship. On April 15, 2007, a rescue helicopter flying over the Coral Sea in Queensland, Australia, spotted something odd drifting silently in the water. A small yacht, the Kaz II, moving aimlessly under full sail, heading toward the Great Barrier Reef. Nothing seemed wrong until rescuers climbed aboard. What they found was chilling. The boat was completely deserted, no one at the helm, no signs of distress, but the details were unnerving. The engine was still running, a laptop was open and functioning, a meal sat untouched on the table, with utensils neatly placed. Life jackets were still in their storage compartments. The radio worked, the sails were up. It was like the three-man crew had just vanished. The crew, Derek Batten, and brothers Peter and James Tunstead, had set sail just 3 days earlier. All experienced sailors, they planned a short fishing trip from Airlie Beach to Townsville. There were no bad weather reports, no distress signals, just one abandoned vessel floating peacefully through one of the busiest marine areas in the country. Authorities investigated immediately, but they found a single clue: a fishing rod with a tangled line. It appeared someone had been actively fishing, and on the deck, a single shirt lay crumpled on the floor. Nothing else. The official theory: one man may have fallen overboard while fishing. The second jumped in to help. The third attempted to turn the boat around, but was knocked into the sea by a swinging sail boom. But that theory had flaws. If someone had gone overboard, why didn't anyone call for help? Why was no one steering the boat, even as it drifted toward deadly reefs? And most disturbing of all, why did it seem like the crew had disappeared only moments before rescuers arrived? The story of the Kaz II shocked Australia. The media dubbed it the ghost yacht. Some compared it to the Mary Celeste, the infamous 19th century ship whose crew vanished under similarly mysterious conditions. No bodies were ever found, no wreckage, no final message or log entry, just a perfectly functional yacht, and a complete human absence. To this day, the Kaz II remains one of the most baffling and terrifying disappearances in maritime history, and it leaves behind a chilling question: where did they go? The ocean hides more than we know. Lost ships, vanishing people, things that shouldn't exist, and horrors we'll never fully understand. Which of these stories kept you up at night? Which ones do you think have been covered up on purpose? If this video sent chills down your spine, hit that like button, subscribe for more real-life horror, mysteries, and things that go bump in the deep. New stories drop every week. And remember,